The advice I would give to other firms that are thinking of following the path that we took, really know what you want. And it allows you to eliminate a lot of the companies you know that aren't going to do that.
So TFG Advisors was a multi-generational family planning firm in existence for over 40 years. Being over 40 years old, of course, we had a lot of different changes throughout that time.
I think in terms of when we noticed the time that it was time to move on, a few comments from clients. I think there was that fear in the back of their mind that would say, man, what happens to me if something happens to them?
So, I've been doing this for 40 some odd years, and it's time to exit at some point in time. My pet phrase that I used with clients as we were talking about, this transition to Credent is that, I'm not going to be Warren Buffett going to the office at age 95. That's just not going to happen, right? So I think also from the standpoint of having our staff with us for an extended period of time, they were ready to kind of move on and be us instead of just the right-hand man to be, the mover and shaker of the relationships, and they're ready for that.
We started the succession planning actually looking for a company that we could partner with probably about 2 years ago. Credent was very professional, very persistent, and through time, we just started building that relationship. We were looking for a firm that had a cultural fit similar to ours. We wanted to make three things that really stood out for us is we wanted to basically make sure the new firm would take care of our clients, make sure the new firm would take care of our associates, and then of course, ownership.
What stood out for me in dealing with Credent would have been almost looking in a mirror. They did what we did. And one of the goals that we had was we take care of the clients, we take care of the staff. But the initial meeting with Edison and Joe was very personable. It wasn't business, it was, okay, let's try to get to know the guys from TFG, let them get to know us to kind of establish that relationship. And I think that was just a kick right off the start that said, wow, okay, there's a little more interest here than just how much do you have and how many clients. So I think from that standpoint, that was very big for us.
Transitioning those clients were, sometimes difficult, sometimes challenging, but the support that we received from Credent was excellent. They were willing to help, they were willing to answer questions. If they didn't know the answer, they would get back to you on that. So I think really the willingness, the hand-holding to help us get through this, because it really is a big challenge.
With respect to the onboarding process with Credent, they were all engaged with us in a number of environments. We had a lot of airtime with the various people. As a small firm with 7 people, managing all of our clients, and sometimes we'd get distracted to do all the various departments that Credent has in place, right? So, we don't have to take any of our time away from that. We just contact them and say, we need help with this, all right? Can you take care of that? And they take care of it, right? So that's really helpful for us so that we're really focusing, most of our efforts with respect to our clients and not operational stuff.
Our portfolios were loaded with a lot of risk. We didn't diversify the numbers that they have here. We didn't have the opportunity to go in and get the structured assets, the notes that now offer the protection. We just couldn't do that. So when you think of the clients, even they're saying, oh, there's all these trades and I have all these positions, and we're like, it's all good, it's better. It's better than what we ever could have given you. With Credent, it's much more structured. And I think that's a benefit to the clients.
I think the positive impact that our clients are going to feel moving from TFG to Credent Wealth Management is the fact that we are a firm that's been here a while. We're getting older, and one of the things that we really liked about Credent is that it's a much more youthful organization. And with that being said, it's like we want to take care of our clients. So, what you'll find is a lot of our clients were like, well, it's about time you're getting ready to retire. So knowing that they're going to be taken care of, and not only just taken care of immediately, but over the long term.
The first month or so was a little rough simply because of the activity level that we were exposed to, and so that was a challenge. But now as we've gone through again, the first 5 months or so, we know what to expect a little better in terms of operationally and what kind of things that need to be done. But it's actually working out pretty well. The further we get in, the better we feel.
I think that in all the individuals we've dealt with at Credent Wealth, very professional, very willing to answer your questions, very willing to help. Really kind of eases that fear of the unknown. Because you know what? It is a scary time. You're leaving your business, you don't know what's going to happen, you have to place a lot of trust. And I think that was key. We felt like we could trust what we were being told. And with that said, it all happened.
The advice I would give to other firms that are thinking of following the path that we took, really know what you want. And it allows you to eliminate a lot of the companies that aren't going to do that. Know what you want for your clients, know what the outcome is for your staff, and it'll fall into place. Those are the biggest things, and that we did day one.
Our attorney gave us a lot of confidence. She said that what you're getting is a really good outcome.
We all came to the agreement that this was the firm. If you're single, you can make that decision, but all three of us had to be in agreement. So with that said, we all felt that it was the right decision.